My bad, y'all. But what's up, y'all? It's your boy Eli's What Ifs, and today we're gonna be starting out a new What If. I don't know if y'all like the What If I was in Naruto series, but yeah, I'm stopping at What If. So yeah, hold on. Yeah, y'all. But I just want to give a shout out to my new 2 subscribers. Welcome to the family. And yeah, hold on, guys. I'm gonna shut my door. Alright, so this What If is what if Naruto was the king of otsusukis, and what if Naruto had a special dojutsu? So, and this is what Naruto gonna look like when he turned about 6, by the way. So, when Naruto was born, he's not born like a regular Otsutsuki. Him being the son of the king of Otsutsukis, he has more than one horns. He has more than 2 horns. He has like 4. No, he has 6. So this basically what like imagine this, but like in a baby form. So yeah, that's basically what he look like. But when he's born, he already gonna have the 3 Tomoe and a fully developed Byakugan. So yeah, but he gonna have these white eyes just like how y'all see. So Naruto, I'm gonna say they came up with it. Yeah, I'm just say they came up with the name Naruto. So yeah. And Minato and Kushin is still gonna have a son, but I don't know what I'm gonna name him. I'll think about it. Okay, so when the baby is born, his facial features look just like this, his skin and everything. He just doesn't have the rencartion on his forehead yet. The baby has silky white, actually hair that was longer than this, but the king of Otsutsuki decided to cut it. And everything else is just the same. So time skip to when he's about 4 years old, his chakra is fully developed. He was walking, talking, and all that way before that, but yeah, until when his chakra fully developed and he could start his training. So, the king of Otsutsukis was training Naruto hard, bruh. Straight on pure Taijutsu. So he's gonna train him on Naruto for pure Taijutsu for a year and pure Jutsu for a year. Cause Naruto has a lot of chakra, like a lot. So so time skip to when he's about 5 years old. And he's already mastered Taijutsu. But I ain't gonna say he mastered it. I'm gonna say he mastered it to like a 12-year-old Rock Lee level. Not a Might Guy level or nothing like that, but like a 12-year-old Rock Lee level. And now he's starting his Jutsu training only. Now, and I'm gonna say, just because I want to make Naruto extremely OP, I'm gonna say the god of creation reincarnated himself into Naruto. I know this is like, but it's just because I wanted to. And Minato and Kushin's son is still gonna be the reincarnation of Ashura. Sasuke is still gonna be the reincarnation of Ender. I just wanted to get that out there. So another time skip to when he's 6 years old, and he's wearing these clothes that y'all see right now. So his father tells him, I'm gonna say his mom was just like some other random Otsutsuki girl. She was pretty powerful, but like, yeah, all Otsutsukis are powerful, so. But so his dad says, son, I'll see you in 6 years. And then Naruto says, but why? He says, because you're gonna go down there, you're gonna go down to Earth, so you can get proper training of more stuff. And I'm gonna say before Naruto left, he taught him chakra control. So Naruto knows water walking and tree walking. So yeah. But I'm gonna say I'm gonna say he taught him shuriken practice too. So like he could throw shurikens on some Itachi level junk. So yeah. So Naruto goes. He says okay, and Naruto goes down. Naruto drops some tears. He says okay, Dad, and Naruto goes to Earth. So when Naruto lands on Earth, he's just walking around. And everybody looking at him like he's weird. Like everybody's looking at him in a weird way. Like they looking at him like he's a monster. And where Naruto from, this is how most people look. Like not exactly like him, like people have horns and stuff like that. So he look at everybody else and he says, these people are weird. They don't look anything like my people. But he just keeps walking around getting to know the village. So he walks past the Hokage's office, and this is like way after the Naruto's attack. So yeah, he walks past the Hokage's office, and I don't know how to say his name. Hiruzen. I'm just calling him Hiruzen. He walks outside because he senses a giant chakra, and he looks at this 6-year-old kid. He says, "Boy." And then Naruto looks at him. He says, "You talking to me?" He says, "Yes, come here." And then Naruto says, "Okay." So he goes inside. He says, "What's your name?" And then he says, "Naruto." And then Hiruzen says last name, and then he says Otsusuki. So Hiruzen says, "What's an Otsusuki?" He says, "It's my clan." And then Hiruzen says, "Never mind." And then he looks at the boy and he says, "Do you know like any techniques or jutsu or anything?" And then the boy says, "Yes, I do know jutsu." And then Hiruzen says, "What are your chakra natures?" And then he says, "Wind and fire." And then Hiruzen says, I'm gonna have you live with the Hyugas." And I say, "Okay." So he takes me to the Hyuga compound, and everybody sits in this high chakra. They come outside. And everybody sits in this high chakra. They come outside. They say, when everybody comes outside, they look at this boy, and they see how he looks weird. And all the Hyugas kind of scared, so they're walking back into their houses. And Hiruzen says, "Everybody, don't walk into your houses yet. I need somebody to take care of this boy." And then all of the Hyugas look at Naruto, and all of them say no. But he nodded, being the kind-hearted person he is. She looks at her dad and says, "Dad, can we raise him?" And then just for this, I'm going to just say her dad says no. And all the Hyugas walk into their houses. So he goes to the Uchiha compound. Everybody comes outside. And none of them wants to raise him. So Hiruzen says, "I guess I'll just have to raise you myself, kid." He says, "Okay." So right off the bat, I'm going to say this is like a couple months before they got to go to the academy. So yeah. So Hiruzen has been training him on his Taijusu and his jutsus and all his chakra natures. And one day, Hiruzen trains him so hard to the point where he passes out from chakra exhaustion. And when he passes out from chakra exhaustion, he goes into his mind state. And he says, "Hold on, guys." He goes into his mind state. And he says, and he sees a man. But this is no normal man. This man is like extremely muscular and stuff like that. So he looks at the man. He says, "Who are you?" And like his eyes are glowing. He says, "Who are you?" The man says, "I am the god of creation." Hold on, y'all. Yeah, but he says, "I am the god of creation." And then I say, "Why are you in here? And where am I?" He says, "You're in your mind." And then the boy says, "So why are you here?" He says, "You're my reincarnation." And then the boy says, "What's a reincarnation?" He says, "A person that I decided to reincarnate myself of, meaning that I can give you my power." And then he says, "So I'll be able to create whatever I want." And then the God says, yes, you will, but you will harness this power when you turn the age of 12. So the boy says, okay. And then he goes back to his training. He gets up and he starts back training and stuff. And I'm gonna say they don't only just do like regular Taijusu and stuff training. They like do runs and push-ups and squats and stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna say like Saitama workouts, but like he not gonna be that OP. So now I'm gonna say we time skip to when he's about, oh my god, hold on y'all. My bad guys, my dogs are fighting. We're fighting and I have to break it up. But yeah. So I ain't gonna say time skip to when they're 12 years old yet, cause I'm gonna say the first day in the academy they gotta do tests and they do shuriken stuff and they do a little bit of chakra control. And at the end of the day, he says it's time for spars. Haruka says it's time for spars. I'm gonna just say they do spars on the first day to test everybody's strength and see how stronger they get over the years. So I'm gonna just say Naruto still fights Sasuke. All the fights still like all the people who gotta fight are the same. But the Naruto versus Sasuke fight is gonna go drastically different. So Naruto looks at Sasuke and he asks Sasuke a question. He says, Sasuke, have you unlocked your Sharingan? Sasuke says, no, why? And then he shows off his Sharingan. Sasuke says, how did you get those eyes? And then I say, genetics. And I say genetics. And he says, and then Sasuke says, damn. And then Sasuke said, damn it, he has the Sharingan. So Sasuke instantly jumps up and shoots his little small fireball jutsu at him. And then like I dodge the fireball jutsu and I shoot my own and it's way bigger than his. Sasuke runs out of the way of it and runs towards me. And then we start having a Taijutsu battle. So I'm dodging and blocking all of Sasuke hits. And then I dodge one of Sasuke hits and punch him in the face. And I punch him into the ground and it makes a crater, like his body makes a crater in the ground. And he coughs up a little blood. He gets back up and he starts fighting me again. And at this point, all the girls yelling at me, talking about some, don't touch our Sasuke, you monster, you demon. But I'm just still fighting. So me and Sasuke is still having our Taijutsu battle. And I block Sasuke and I block another one of Sasuke's hits. This time I kick him in his rib. And it's like make his ribs shake inside of his body, make him feel excruciating pain. And he's just sitting on the ground and he's coughing and he coughs up some more blood. He gets up holding his ribs and says, I won't give up. And he pulls out a kunai and he throws it at me. I'll dodge the kunai and I run towards him and I uppercut him. And then he goes up into the air. Not like all the way up, like he goes up into the air a little bit, falls to the ground, he's knocked out. And all the girls in the classroom are just yelling at me like, don't touch our Sasuke, you hurt Sasuke, we're gonna kill you, you monster, you didn't like all that stuff. And I'm just ignoring them. And then Sakura says, we're gonna kill you, you demon. And I look at Sakura with a glare, and all of the girls shut their mouths. So I walk over into a little corner, and I sit down. So, I mean, not me, but like Naruto walks over to the corner and he sits down. And then he says, well, I'm gonna be talking like it's like I'm Naruto, so I'm gonna be saying me and I a lot. So yeah. So Naruto goes to sit down in the corner away from everybody. And then all the fights happen and it's time for them to go. So Naruto goes to the Hokage's office and Hiruzen is there. So he sits there and plays and runs around and plays a little till Hiruzen is done with all his Hokage work. And I'm gonna say Hiruzen lives in this big apartment where imagine if a Hokage and Naruto making all this money actually lived in that house in real life. You know they in a mansion. So I'm just saying that's how big his apartment is on the inside. So he shows me my room, and I go in my room and I lay down on the bed. And I jump on the bed a little bit, having fun, and I start laughing. So, and then that's when Naruto, he sits down on the bed. I'm going to just refer to him as Naruto, because it's kind of weird saying I and Naruto, because I know some of y'all probably get confused. So, Naruto sits down on the bed. He walks out of the room, and he goes in the kitchen. And he just sees this big old closet, what he thinks is a closet. So he opens it and he sees food inside of it, because he never seen a kitchen or a refrigerator or nothing like that. Well, he seen a bathroom, he know what a faucet is and stuff, but he never seen a kitchen or oven or nothing. So, well, yeah, I'm gonna say he is, because he have been in the house before, so yeah. So he walks into the kitchen, opens up the refrigerator, and he sees some juice. So Naruto grabs the juice, he drinks some of it, he puts it back in the refrigerator, and he jumps on top, and then he gets on top of the counter, and he grabs a snack out the cabinet. He eats the snack, and he lays down on his bed and takes a nap. When he gets up, he goes outside and starts running around. He runs like 50 laps around his house. He does 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, and 100 squats. And then he trains his jutsus and stuff. And he trains his Taijusu. And he goes to sleep. So time skipped when he's 12 years old. And he's 12 years old. And it's time for him to do the graduation exam. So him being the son of a Hokage, sorry for the background noise, I guess a motorcycle driving by or something. But him being the Hokage's son-in-law or like adopted son, he knows the Shadow Clone Jutsu, the multi-Shadow Clone Jutsu, and I'm gonna say Hiruzen taught him how to he taught him the training of the Rasengan, so he's getting down the Rasengan. So he got an imperfect Rasengan, but like it could still do damage. So Naruto, on the last day of school, he walks in, and all the girls give him a glare like they've been doing for 6 years straight. And now it's time for the I'm gonna say they go through the day, and at the end of the day, it's time for them to do the graduation exam. So he called Naruto up first. Well, no, Naruto goes last like he did in Kennen, or like in the middle of where he went after Sasuke. And he does the Shadow Clone Jutsu, gets his headband, and sits down. He waits for everybody else to get done. And I'm gonna get him more time to train. So I'm gonna say in a week they gonna get their Jonin instructor. So Naruto gets down to Rasengan in like 3 days of that week. And then he unlocks another chakra nature. And I'm gonna say he unlocks Earth chakra nature. So Hiruzen can actually help him with that. So when Naruto unlocks his chakra nature, he like, I'm gonna say he could feel when he unlocks it. So like he slaps the ground. And then like I'm gonna say this is like a jutsu. So he says earth style. Like he just says something random. He says earth style, earthquake, and he hits the ground. And the ground around him starts shaking, and then a bunch of rocks fly up into the air, and like he could kick him and stuff like that. So I'm gonna say that's a jutsu, and then he runs into Hiruzen's room. He says, Dad, I unlock Earth style. And then Hiruzen says, alright son, I'm gonna train you on that tomorrow. And he says, I'm gonna train you on that. Like, that's like the next day. That was like the day after he learned the Rasengan. He says, I'm gonna start training you on that right now, matter of fact. So he starts training him on that. He trains him Earth style, Earth wall, Earth style, mud river jutsu. He shows him Earth style mud bullet, that little thing he does when he fought Orochimaru and he shot them little bullet, whatever that junk called. I honestly don't know. I ain't gonna lie to y'all boys. And then he shows him Earth style earthquake, but then Naruto already knows how to do it. So I'm gonna say he also taught him this jutsu he made up. I'm gonna just say it's called Earth style. I'm gonna just say Hiruzen made a jutsu called Earth Style Force Field. So he just basically just like surrounded around like he slaps his hand like he pushes like slams his hand on the ground and the whole force field of mud comes around him. That's basically unbreakable. So yeah, he taught him that. So in them last 4 days of that week, he learns all of those jutsu. And so after he learns all of those jutsu, he casually goes to the academy, and it's time to tell them the Jonin instructors. Hold on. So now it's time to tell them the Jonin instructors. So they say Team 7 consists of. I'm gonna just skip up and I'm gonna say they say Team 7 consists of Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura Haruno. And then Team 8, Neji Hyuga, Rock Lee, Hinata. No, Hinata went on Team I Know Self and Tenten. So yeah. So all the teams are the same as in canon, basically. So Kakashi says, meet me on the rooftop in 30 minutes. So in this 30 minutes, Naruto goes home, eats some ramen, and goes to the rooftop. So Kakashi finally gets there, like he 10 minutes late. He finally gets there, hit them with the little never mind. So Kakashi finally gets there. And they say, "Why are you late, Kakashi?" He says, I was just stuck on the path of life. So yeah, hold on guys. My dogs just got the urge to be annoying when I'm doing the video. But yeah. So, now where was I? Oh yeah. So Kakashi finally gets there and he's 10 minutes late. And everybody says, "What took you so long?" He said, "I get stuck on the path of life." And then he asks everybody their dreams. He starts off with Sakura. Sakura said her dreams is to become a strong kunoichi and fall in love with the person she loves the most, aka Sasuke. She says her likes Sasuke and her dislikes. She says her dislikes under her breath. She says Naruto, but and then Naruto hears this. He says, "You want to say that again?" And then she says, "Shut up, you demon." And then Naruto goes over to her. He says, "If you call me a demon again," he squats down to her eye to eye level. He says, "I'll show you a demon." And then he goes and sits down. And then she says her dislikes are squid and squid food and something else. I don't really feel like him. He looks at Naruto. She says, "What are your likes?" He says, "What is your dreams, likes, and dislikes?" Naruto says, "My dream, I don't really have one. Well, my dream is to become the Hokage just like my dad. Because he thinks he know Hiruzen not his dad, but he just calls Hiruzen his dad because that's his dad on the planet." So he says, I want to be the strongest Hokage like my dad." And he says, "My likes are ramen and fighting. And my dislikes are liars, cheaters, and Sakura Haruno." And then Kakashi says, "Okay, everybody, calm down. Be nice to each other." And then me and Sakura glare at each other. So that's when he says, "Alright, I just need to know that you guys' first test will start tomorrow." We say, okay. And everybody goes home. So when we get home, my bad guys, I'm just never mind. So when we get home, everybody, I eat some food. I get there. Instead of going straight to the Hokage's office, I just go home. I go home. I get a bag of chips and some ramen. I eat some ramen, eat some chips. I take a shower, wash my clothes, put all my stuff on, and I go to the Hokage's office. These clothes that's on right here, that's what I wear all the time. So yeah. But instead of having no shirt under it, I have like, you know that little all net shirt that the girls be wearing? I basically got one of those, but it's like a dude shirt. So like it's for like men. So yeah, I think Naruto wears it. Yeah, I think Naruto wears it, yeah. What he wears under his jacket. But yeah. So I get home, I eat, I take a nap, and I go to the Hokage's office. I play like I always do. And we go home and I eat again. But not ramen this time, it's just like normal food. And I go to sleep. And when I go to sleep and I wake up, I'm gonna say I wake up at 7 in class, and he told us to be there at about 8. He don't eat breakfast. I eat breakfast anyway, and I just sit down, and I get a little bit hungry by the time I hit 8, so I eat a bag of chips, and I go to where he told us to go. So I get at the training location, and he says, and he gets there 10 minutes late again, and he says, "Hello, guys." And then he looks at me and he says, "Naruto, you've eaten." And I say, "Yes, I have." And then he's like, "Damn, I didn't fool him." But then he says, "It's fine." And then he says, "You're just going to throw up." And I say, "I'm fully aware of that." So he says, "This test is called the bell test. All you have to do is, you see these bells right here?" And then he jiggles the bells. "No homo." And he says, "All you have to do is take these bells from me and you pass. But if you don't, but if you don't, you fail." No, he says, all of you have to try and take the bells. And if you don't, one of you will get tied up to a stump and won't eat lunch. And you fail. So we say, "All right." And then he says, 3, 2, 1, go. And that's where I'm going to be ending this part off, guys. See you guys on the next one. Peace.